Steel stockpiles surging. You say that is just completely false. What's going on?
You know, look, first of all, there's...
Stop. And a quick reminder.
And there's a live picture of the floor of the New York Stock Exchange as once again the market holds up well. Wall Street makes a final push toward another record close. Stocks getting a second win tonight as we enter the final and most important hour of the trading day. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Closing Bell. I'm Maria Bartiromo, coming to you today live on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. My partner, Dylan Radigan, is on assignment. Once again, we're watching this market approach record highs this afternoon. The market, in fact, came close earlier today. The Dow briefly climbed to a session high earlier in the session of about 11,724. Now, that number would actually surpass the record high close of 11,722. That's the all-time record, and it was hit on January 14th of the year 2000. Keep in mind the intraday high, in other words, the highest level the Dow has ever been during the trading day was 11,750. That was also reached, by the way, during the same day back in January of the year 2000. Today, we're looking at oil prices, once again, an active situation. Earlier today, a pullback in oil in the final hour was a catalyst for this market on the upside. We're seeing in the final hour right here, oil prices are actually really just sitting around $62 a barrel or so on crude. Here's a look at where we stand as we approach this final stretch on Wall Street with the Dow Jones Industrial Average showing a gain right here of about 19 points. 11,708 is the last trade on the industrial average. NASDAQ, well, NASDAQ is also higher on the session. Technology, financial services, all among the best performing groups today. In fact, if you want to look within the Dow Industrials to see really what the strengths are and where this strength is coming from, the autos once again doing well. You've got GM showing a gain of about 2%. JP Morgan and the entire financial services group also higher. And you've got McDonald's also on the upside. Take a look at what all that means for the Standard & Poor's 500 index, and there, too, a similar chart pattern for the Standard & Poor's. We are, in fact, seeing a gain of a fractional move there, about 2 points. But again, that is the highest level of the afternoon on the S&P 500. Bob Sani here on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, along with me. Bob, what are you seeing today?
Well, not new highs on the Dow and the S&P, but look where we're at. We're doing so well here for the quarter overall, because that's where traders are turning their attention to right now, folks. Dow up 4.9% for the quarter. The S&P 500 up 5%. The NASDAQ up 4%. Are these good numbers? They're great numbers. In fact, this is the best quarter for the Dow and the S&P if we end here tomorrow since the fourth quarter of 2004. You'll be happy when you get your quarter-end statements, at least the majority of you. Now, look, the question is what's happening in the fourth quarter. Been talking to traders down here and on trading desks about what matters most to you, what 2 or 3 issues. So here they are. I actually got 4 of them overall. Most important issue for traders in the fourth quarter, stock traders, is the trend in interest rates. Far and away, that was number one. Most expect rates to stay about even where they are now or decline a bit more here. The housing slowdown has ignited passionate debate down here and on trading desks. Half think that this is a disaster that's going to lead the U.S. into a recession. The other half say this is primarily an inventory overhang problem. Low interest rates will deal with that, and lower prices will help eliminate this problem. They say it will be dealt with in the next 6 to 8 months here. A surprisingly big number talked about China, about growth potentially slowing down in China. Remember, high levels of consumer spending in the United States have helped support a boom in China. That may now be slowing down. There may be some global consequences as a result of that. And finally, of course, related to this whole thing in China is commodity prices. There is a expectation here that prices may continue to decline on part of the bulls, but a surprising number said they think that this oil price decline will be temporary. And remember, a lot of the commodity boom driven by the China boom on the demand side and some shortages on the supply side. Those are the 4 most important issues for traders down here. Let's go over to Scott Wapner. He's standing by over at the NASDAQ.
Yeah, Bob, we're holding on to positive territory here, really on the strength of the semiconductors today. Without that, we would probably be in negative territory. Let's take a look at some of the big semi names that are at least propping us up here. They've been trading in the green for most of the day. Intel is certainly one of those names. Applied Materials, Maxim Integrated, linear there, and TriQuint has since gone negative, but nonetheless, many of those names in positive territory for the day. All right, let's go to some individual stocks here. Microsoft down about 0.5%. It's going to price its new Zune digital music player at $249. That's just about the same as the iPod for the same storage capacity. November 14th, the debut there. Amgen down about 0.3%. The FDA approving its colon cancer drug Vectibix, now setting the stage for a price war with Imclone's Erbitux, because this drug is going to price 20% lower than Erbitux at roughly $8,000 a month. One reason for the negative, possibly, Credit Suisse initiating coverage with an underperform there. But Imclone, you would expect perhaps to be trading lower on the day, down just about 1% on the price war there with Amgen. Gilead Sciences, new high there, up 1.5%. Credit Suisse initiating with an outperform and also putting a $76 price target on that stock. Says the market is underestimating the company's near-term HIV franchise. Nvidia down more than 2% today. Think equity cutting to a sell from a buy, lowering the price target as well by $5, citing some weakness in Dell for the reason that that stock is being hurt there. And Novotel Wireless down about 20%. This stock's had a tough go of it all day long on a downgrade from Think Equity and Cowen and Company. Let me send it back to Maria at the NYSE.
All right, Scott, thanks so much. And there are a lot of other business stories in the news today other than the market's record push. Former Hewlett-Packard chairman Patricia Dunn is answering questions right now from lawmakers during her testimony on the company's pre-texting scandal. We're monitoring the testimony, and we will have all of the details as they become available. Meanwhile, earlier, Dunn strongly insisted that she believed the investigation into leaks was being conducted in a legal manner.
I am neither a lawyer nor an investigator. And in this matter, I relied on the expertise of people in whom I had full confidence based upon their positions with the company and my years of experience in working with them.